Hey, everybody, welcome back to Conversations in Ken's Cafe. Today we're talking plant Exudates Simplified. We want to make it simple for people to really grasp what an exudate is. So, basically, what the AI overview on Google says is plant exudates are fluids released by plants, often through their roots, containing a variety of compounds like sugars, amino acids, and organic acids. These exudates play a crucial role in plant health, affecting interactions with the surrounding environment and microbial communities. So that's a very simple explanation on what a plant exudate is. What we need to understand is how it works, and that's really what I want to simplify for you guys, is how it works. Now, if you follow Matt Powers at all, the permaculture student, he has let us know that basically 90% of what the plant puts out as an exudate actually comes back into the plant. And I wanted to explore the reason why. So, what I want you to really focus on, guys, is I want you to put a subway system or a rail system in your mind, a whole bunch of freight trains. Now, off of each branch of our plant, through the stem, etc. Think of them as big railroad lines coming down, going down into the roots. Okay. So what happens is that system, that train system loads up, okay, and it takes down things like your amino acids, your organic acids, your sugars, etc., that's produced in the leaf and in the stalk, and it flows down into your roots. So when it gets there, okay, only 10% of those trains or those train cars are actually loaded up with things like amino acids. 90% are empty. So when it gets down into your roots, it delivers that 10% of what's needed to interact with the biology that's in the soil structure around your rhizosphere, around those root hairs. So if you understand, if you've been watching our channel for a while, you understand that in living soil, all the components are brought into those roots, those root hairs, and it comes in and it's stored there. And of course, it needs to move up into the plant. So when the plant flushes out the exudate, 10% is basically goes out as payment to the biology that exists, and in paying that price, that 10%, everything else that's been brought in is loaded up onto that train. So it's loaded up, and then it turns around and it comes back up your stem and out on your branches and into your leaves. And that's the materials that the biology needs to create the cells that are growing your plant. So the train comes down from all those portions because that leaf, it's collecting A, B, and C, and the stalk is making, say, sugars, and over here it's this cell is creating amino acids. So it all gets loaded on the train, flows down to the roots, delivers that cargo to the biology that's bringing in what's needed to construct new cells for the plant. And that exudate is brought back up, or that train is brought back up, and it branches off into the different areas of your leaf, your stalk, etc., where that new cell is being developed, where that cell division is happening. But it needs the materials, it needs the 2x4s. But let's look at it as boron, silica, molybdenum, etc. All those components are coming out of your soil structure, delivered by the biology to the roots, and they're brought up through that train system back up to exactly where they're needed. And just like you see, if you're driving around, you'll see the spurs of train cars sitting there. That's what happens. That each train car goes to its specific manufacturing area, or it's the specific cell that's being developed. And believe me, it is bringing all of the components that are necessary for that cell to divide and grow. So really, that is the basic and simplest understanding that I can help people with when it comes to plant exudates. Hi, Shawnee Grows. Great show, young lady. If you guys aren't subscribed to Shawnee Grows, you should be on YouTube. Hi, Serena. So that's the basic, simplest explanation of how exudates work. Now, I'm going to go a little bit deeper now. So I talked about the amino acids. Now, each cell that produces an amino acid, okay, is putting out, part of what makes up the amino acid. So you've got, say, 1,000 cells all putting out one component, and then another component and another component onto that rail train, into that boxcar. And when all those components are put together, it creates your amino acid. Understand that all kinds of different flavors of amino acids or combinations of cells are created because some biology likes, sugar, and some biology likes, a different type of sweetener, or however you want to put it in your head. All those components are gathered together, molecule by molecule, stitched together by the cells of the plant into the different structures that are necessary to exchange for, say, boron, okay, or molybdenum, or whatever other components are necessary. The biology in the soil is breaking this stuff down. So say it needs an organic acid to break down, let's say, calcium out of, a grain of sand, and it doesn't produce that acid, but the plant does, feeds it down through the exudate, and it's sent out to work and to break down that sand to get that calcium back in. So each thing that's needed, whether it's, so calcium is one, boron is another. Boron, it's a different chemical mix that comes through the exudate to pay the biology that mines the boron. So each rail car, okay, that's coming down through your plant structure has different acids in it, different components in it to feed the biology that needs that as, an energy source, a food source, or as equipment for mining. Like, you think of a normal mine, they need specialized equipment. They need, explosives. They need this and this and this. That's all produced, or the bulk of it is produced in the plants through the cells of the plant. So each cell can produce, one thing at a time, and then they're combined and sent out. And then it's like the cell itself is saying, okay, I need, 10 million water molecules. I need 2 million boron molecules. I need, so much of this, so much of this, so much of this. So when that train or that exudate goes down, it drops off what is needed to do the mining. It loads up what's already been brought in, and then it goes right back up to the cells that need those components. So you can think of it, as, Amazon, okay? The cell writes down the list or makes its order, and the delivery truck goes down to the root system. It drops off payment. It picks up the order, and it comes straight back to that particular cell so that all the components are there for that cell to divide. So really, guys, I know this is going to be a really short video, guys, but there's really not a lot more to a simplified understanding of plant exudates. It's really, really simple. The cells make the exudate, put it all together, and feed the biology in the soil that's mining the components. Then it gets loaded onto the exudates, brought back up into the cells, new cells are created, and your plant grows. And it's really, guys, as simple as that for a simplified version of plant exudates. So, guys, that's actually going to be the show. As I said, it's going to be a really short one today. I just wanted to get this basic understanding out for you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We have Dr. Paula Ruffin on talking tomorrow. So you guys are going to want to check out her show if you've got pains and problems with your body as a physical chiropractor. She's a lady that you can ask the questions of, and you're going to get really great information from her. So peace out, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow.